guys, welcome back to Gary Dixon Bass Fishing Show, or as we like to call it here, Team GDBFS. I'm your host, Garrett Dixon. Today I'm going to be talking about pitching and flipping, what kind of equipment you need, and what my top 3 favorite pitching and flipping baits are. But before I get into that, guys, I'm going to tell you guys to go check out Sloan's Fishing Lures. They have some of the coolest spinner baits. They got spinner baits, they got jigs, they got shaking heads, they got wobble heads. They're even coming out with a line of soft plastic, guys. The brush holes that they have are spot on. I've used them and I love them. Be sure to check out Favorite Rods. This is a cap signed by Andrew Flair, Lunkers TV, and AP Basson. I'm on their pro staff, so I really love the Favorite Rods. I was using Favorite Rods before I was on their pro staff. So guys, I would really recommend the Defender, the 7'6" heavy if you're gonna be pitching and flipping. And guys, be sure to check out Inland Angler Company. They are a really good sponsor to Team GDBFS. He's a good man, and they got some cool face shields, guys. I use their face shield all the time. If you look at my Instagram, you will see posts where I've had that face shield on. They have shirts, they have hats, guys, whatever you like. So guys, let me stop boring you and get into pitching and flipping. Alrighty guys. Now, the pitching and flipping rod that I use, like I said, is a Defender. This is a Defender 7'6" heavy. This is a good rod, guys, to throw pitching and flipping, to throw trolls, to throw the Alabama rigs. I'll throw a little bit of everything on here, guys. And one time I think I even threw a whopper clock. But this is the rod that I use, guys. I like this rod. It is a amazing rod. I love the colors on it. American flag. It's got the blue digital camo. And who don't like digital camo? This is 30-pound spider wire braid. I'll use 50-pound. I'll use 65-pound. It's just depending on how heavy the cover is, how heavy the vegetation is, I should say, or how heavy do I really need. If I can get away with the lightest line that I possibly can, guys, I'm gonna do it. So where I'm fishing at next is not a lot of vegetation. It's not just because it's winter, but it's because it does not have a lot of vegetation. If you're wondering why we're fishing at next, it'll be Live Oak Landing in Stockton, Alabama. But this rod right here, guys, is what you need for pitching and flipping. And the reel, I cannot stress you guys enough. You gotta have a high speed gear ratio reel. This is a Lew's Macro Signature Series reel. I have the black, now I got the silver. I love these. If you want to throw fluorocarbon on there, this is probably one of your better fluorocarbon reels. You can sling that fluorocarbon a long way. And this is the 7:1 gear ratio. Guys, the reason I like the fast gear ratio whenever I'm pitching and flipping is because I'm usually pitching it up in there, letting it sink, hitting it 2-3 times, and getting it out of there. So, if you use a faster gear ratio, guys, you'll not be as fatigued as what you are at the end of the day whenever you're using a slow, having to wind it through there, guys. Now, the sinker that I use is a tungsten half-ounce sinker with a Trokar T130 flipping hook. This is a 4-aught. I have 5-aught. It just really depends on how big your bait is. I use the Bass Pro Shop sinker stops. Guys, you're probably wondering why I use the sinker stop. Well, it's so that bait can be compact whenever it's going through the lily pad. Because if you don't peg your sinker and you do a regular Texas rig, not a Florida rig, your bait will not go through the lilies, only your sinker. So if you keep that all together, it's compact, you can get it through the lilies or vegetation easier. So it makes your life a whole lot easier. And it makes your fishing day a whole lot funner. Now my top 3 baits, I'm going to go in order from my number 1 to my number 3. These are baits that I could not live without. They're not going to catch fish guaranteed every time, guys, but if I could only have 3 fishing baits for the rest of my life, this would be what it is. My number 1 absolute positively favorite flipping bait is a Gambler Ugly Otter. I've used the Watermelon Red, I've used fish on all them colors. The ugly otter is a versatile bait. I've actually swam it with these paddle tails on here and caught a bass. So there, you can do just about anything with them, guys. You can use them for jig trailers, chatterbait trailers. You can use them wobble heads. You can use them pitching and flipping, and they're a really versatile bait, guys. If I would definitely recommend that bait. Next, guys, is a young Christy Critter. This is a pitching and flipping brush haul. You can tell the difference in between brush hauls whenever I picked up the Zoom earlier. I like the watermelon seed for what I fish down here, guys. But if you had to only get one, I'd get a green pumpkin or a June bug. If you fish darker water, get a June bug. If you fish kind of stained looking water that sometimes get a little clear, use green pumpkin definitely. And my third is a Habit pit balls. The reason I like this pit balls is because of these little legs down here, guys. This is in the sapphire blue. I got the big Texan, I got the green pumpkin, I got the June bug, I got the black with blue flake, guys. I found my most success on the sapphire blue or a June bug. You can work them on wobble heads, you can pitch and flip, and you can even use them as jig trailers or chatterbait trailers. They don't work very good whenever you just swimming them like a ugly otter would, guys. But those three baits will catch bass just about every time I go. And I cannot stress to you guys enough to have the right equipment. You always want a heavy rod whenever you're fishing vegetarian, vegetation. My bad. You want a high speed gear ratio reel with a braided line. 50 to 65 pound would be your best bet. Uh, and just use these baits, guys. And don't be afraid to use different baits. I've caught fish pitching and flipping worms. I caught fish pitching and flipping lizards. So, guys, just because these baits that I showed you right here, just don't go out and buy them and not experiment with other baits, guys. Experiment. You never know what you'll catch fish on. I've actually pitched and flipped swim baits and caught bass. I've pitched and flipped the Zoom horny toads and caught bass. So, guys, be sure to check out my sponsors. I'll leave the link to their websites below.